Hey everyone, this is a quick and rough tutorial on how I got my overlays done and edited my Yoshi's Woolly World for Toolboc, the author of UWPStreamer on Reddit. Obviously, I use UWPStreamer, and what I used to record the footage was XSplit. I prefer that because you can actually click and drag where you want to record specifically, and I just find it a little bit easier. So you download and install it, and make sure that your resolution is 720p. 1080, you actually have to buy the license, but 720 seemed to be working for me, and 30 frames. So from here, you want to, on the bottom left, click on Add Screen Capture. And right here, you can click and drag where you want it to be. So I just try to get a little more space than what the two screens were. Now you do have to maximize that screen on XSplit or else it'll record that small. So your recording space is that box in there. So I just want to maximize that. The screen jumped because I forgot to hit record the first time. But you're going to click on the top, Outputs, and then Local Recording, and then it'll start recording that window. On the top it tells you if you dropped any frames, and the bottom left tells you the frames per second. And as you see, you can actually see the recording as it live as it's going right there in the middle. But if you move a window, it's going to record that window, because remember, you click and drag the area of your desktop where you want it to record. So if you move your mouse, if a notification pops up, or you move a window, it's going to show on there. Same thing if you try to maximize that window, it's going to cut off what you're recording. So I just left XSplit to the right so I can see exactly how it's recording. And in XSplit, you can see, the pretty good quality. This is all live, so it's recording as you're playing. And I didn't have any dropped frames or anything like that. It tells you how big the file is as you go. Again, everything's live. And even the bottom screen is very responsive. I've used other streamers, KitKat, and NTR Streamer. I've always had issues with the bottom screen, but this one, not one issue at all. Looks very smooth. Now you do have to go back and stop recording to stop it, and it'll save in your local folder. Now in Premiere, I use it on Mac, so you see the different overlays, but I had to use Adobe Premiere CC 2017. You do have to obviously import the footage, and I just found the background, and I have my 3ds overlay. The one thing you do have to do is for the 3ds overlay is cut out the screens and any backgrounds, make them transparent, and it has to be PNG for Premiere to actually show. Now again, the whole box is recorded, so you're gonna have a lot of blank space, but I'll show you what to do here in a bit. And think of it as Photoshop layers. So you want your 3ds overlay to be on top, your background to be all the way in the back, and then your video in the middle. And then if you decide to change backgrounds or different overlays, you're going to want to stretch or cut or however you want to edit it. And then you want to scale frame to size for the 3ds overlay and the background, unless you want it for whatever reason. You're not seeing the background now because you see the entire footage, the square, all the blank space for the 3ds. This is where you can actually change it up a bit. So you want to go to the effects on the footage, and you want to move it and transform it. So the video on the top is actually bigger than what the overlay is. So just transform it and make it fit in there. Again, this is just a rough tutorial, so I'm just kind of going at it. Now you want to go to your opacity, and you're going to add a mask. Anything inside that square or mask is what you see. Anything outside of it, it's going to be erased, invisible. I like to have my feather all the way down. And as you see, all the blank space in the bottom screen is cut off. The bottom screen for a reason. Now, when I recorded it, I noticed that the bottom screen was too big for the actual bottom screen for the overlay. So I went ahead, I copy and pasted it to make a copy. And we're going to do the same thing as we did for the top screen. We're going to add a mask for the bottom screen and change the size. If you copy and paste what you just did, it's going to keep the properties. So you're going to have to move that mask, change it. What I did on the Yoshi's Woolly World is I actually created 2 blank copies from the window up there. I'm still new to Premiere, so I don't know what anything's called. And as you see, it's too big. And see, it already has the mask, so I have to bring it down. I just kind of expanded it so I can see the whole area. And then you're going to have to transform it down to fit the bottom screen. And I'm sure there's a much easier way to do this, but I just started using Premiere this past weekend. And this is just what I found, and it was working for me. And I actually didn't notice that the bottom screen wasn't scaled correctly. I fix it later on. But that's pretty much it. I mean, you just have to have your 3ds overlay if you choose one, and it can be the whole, the entire system, or if you just want the top screen, you can, again, in Photoshop, just cut the bottom off, or have 3 different overlays, the whole system, the top or the bottom, however you want. And it's the masks in Premiere CC 2017 that does it. I'm not sure if any other version has them or not. This is just the one I have. And as you see, it's playing in real time. You make sure that your videos top and bottom are in sync. And there's your overlay. And that's where I realized that my bottom screen was a little too big. You go back into the effects and you're going to transform it to fit the bottom screen. And simple enough. I mean, once you get used to what you're doing, it goes really fast, and pretty cool stuff. So thank you to Toolboc for getting the streamer up and going, and I had fun doing this, and I'll link my channel down in the description to see the review. Thank you.